This is Randy and Steve and Jerry Hill. Of course, you're just not as in material about the other people, but he's showing them how he liked to turn his broadhead. He liked to have his blades straight up and down, and a lot of folks like to have theirs flat, and he's showing them how he liked to have his. This is 1967. That's a whole card of Howard Hill broadheads there. This is another picture of him and when he's in Africa making that Timbo picture. And this was I'm trying to get this together here. Leon Archer in Sylacauga had a real estate business, and his son-in-law took it over, and Leon Archer and Mr. Hill became friends, and Mr. Hill sent him a picture in 1935 when he was filming Last Wilderness, and I was doing windshield work back then, and I went there and doing some windshield work, and I saw it hanging on the wall. I said, "Man, let me get a copy of that." This one, again, this is August the 25th, 1974. As far as we know, he had just come out of the hospital. He's got colon cancer. And of course, that's Steve and Randy. Randy was born in 1960, so 74, 60, he was 60 and 74 is how old was that? In 1974, and then he was born in 1960. So, and your daddy was born,
It's 14.
So, Steve was 16, and Randy was about 14. And that's the last time anybody's got on record of him pulling the bow. I have no idea whose bow that is. I'm sure that wasn't one of mine. I just don't know. Way down in Georgia is what you want to know about this.
Everybody, this is Scott Dobbs. I'm here with my grandfather, Donald Dobbs. Most of you may know his name, most of you may not, but I know that a lot of people that are in the traditional bow hunting know a good name of Howard Hill. And Howard Hill and my grandfather go back a long way, very long time. And we've got some actual film reels here that we have recovered and we have digitized and everything like that my grandfather's going to give some commentary on, and maybe some stories and everything, and going to let you know what was going on in these films, and hopefully everybody gets a nice little blast from the past. So hope you enjoy.
What's the name of that place in Georgia before you get into Florida on 75?
We'll look it up on the map real quick.
I can't think of it. Way down before you get to Florida. It's right on 75. Valdosta. This is the year that we hunted with Mr. Hill out, and that's Dan Quillian there. He'd done a lot of for the Georgia bow hunters. I can't remember the other boys' names right off.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a picture there of Mr. Hill and Ms. Hill there. And I can't remember what year that was.
1 second.
It's probably around 1968. Or 69, 68 or 69.
Okay, so we'll just start with number one. Just anything that comes to your mind.
Pull Mr. Hill up there. I mean, he's right there on there.
Yep.
See Mr. and Ms. Hill. Let's see. Okay. Oh. See, that's probably in 1966 or somewhere.
Where is this at?
It was our archery club there just before you get to Camoga Cave, right there off of Highway 76 going to Camoga Cave from Childersburg.
Okay.
That was our archery.
And how do you pronounce that? Lunhamga?
Lunhamga. It's something. It meant something about a cave. That's what the Indians called that cave up there, Lunhamga. Where the cave is now is the Indians called it Lunhamga. That was back in the field archery days in about 1966.
Were y'all actually sponsored by Coke, or did you just have a Coke sign up right there?
Well, I think Coke did give us some of that stuff.
Well, that's good.
I can't remember. Son, that's 1966 or somewhere thereabouts.
Oh, look at him! Look at that Mustang pulling up.
Well, they had a Porsche, I think. 56. This is at Childersburg now.
Oh, all kinds of nice cars pulling up here. You figured it was a car meet almost.
That was in cold. It was cold as a mischief. You can see it is. That's Doc Adams. He was the president that year, I think, of the Alabama field archers. There's Junior Waits. He's dead. I can't think of that old boy's name.
And if you need me to pause at any time, just let me know.
Well, you can just run it fast. We don't unless there's something you want to see.
No. I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it together. I just want to hear your commentary about it and everything. You know, some people want to hear like details that you might remember about what's going on here and everything.
That was the first. Our new archery range that we built there in Childersburg, just before you get to what we call the cave. This changed names now. It used to be Camoga Cave.
Yeah, and then
they done changed it to something else now.
Went from Camoga Cave to DeSoto Caverns to now it's Majestic Caverns.
Majestic,
I think.
Yeah. I don't remember none of these people. That's a long time ago. They done like me. They done got old. That's 1966. And everybody, that was before they started shooting compounds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they might have been a few people. They had some of the old type compounds. I'm just filming, so I'm not shooting in that.
It looks like y'all made a little pavilion right there.
That was my tent, though. I camped in that thing for years and years and years, but it was cold. I can't remember what time of the year it was. But it was terribly cold.
It was a popular day for y'all.
I've got one of them kind of bows. That's a Hart Pro Medalist.
Those are the competition, kind of like Olympic bows?
Yeah. It's what you call just tournament bows. They didn't shoot heavy bows. Now, they did have a bow hunter class that you could shoot, heavier bows for it.
He didn't know you was filming. What all stuff did y'all have here? Did y'all have like a little, just a line of targets to shoot at it in the woods, or did y'all have like a little trail you could follow?
It was a trail and everything was safety. You shot a target here, then your trail led off away from it.
Right.
And somebody would stand there till it was clear, because the next group would be standing up here ready to shoot.
Kind of like golf.
Yeah. It's set up very similar to there's Mickey Hollis. He's dead. It's set up real safe. It had to be because
Oh yeah. You'll have experienced archers and new archers alike, so you want it safe.
Well,
and
you got all kind of different classes. You got beginners class and on A class, B class, C class, and all kind of different classes.
How many people did y'all have usually?
Oh, it was a lot of people. You could see. I don't remember how many people it was. It was a lot of people there.
What were some of the max ranges that y'all had to shoot at?
Well, the 80 yards was the longest one. They were from like 15 yards on up to 80, just staggered different. That's Junior Waits. That rascal could shoot a bow.
His name is Junior Waits?
Yeah. He's dead now. He won the world championship and the Howard Hill championships. He won all kind of. He's good. He was good. And the youngsters, they shot from a closer state. You know, they
kind of like when you're again when you're doing golf, you have like the place where women stand, your place where pros stand.
Yeah.
As bundled up as some of these people are and everything, you figured we'd be shooting outside of Chicago or something with these thick jackets.
See the cars there, look.
Oh yeah.
I can show you right where it was, but I can't tell you exactly. Look at the different bows. Look how many bows is hanging there. That old tent. See, we was using the tent to have all of our our food and everything. We had plate lunch. There's Clarence Yates. He's dead now. And that's Mickey Hollis. He's dead. That's us. I can't remember. Here we
Here's
are.
some bow fishing videos. Now, what kind of fish is that?
Red horse sucker.
Red horse sucker.
Down in Equality, Alabama. Don Wilkerson. There's Pawpaw.
Look at you. He just got a giant sack full of them.
Yeah, and that's in March and April. And we just come back from. Okay,
so that water's.
That's a gar. That's right across from the paper mill.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you a story about that one. I shot one from that cliff that I was on, and he wrapped around and cut my string. The arrow was still sticking in him, and way after, I always had an extra bow fishing arrow, and way after a while, he come back. That's Paul Dillard. He's dead. He come back up, and I shot him again and brought him and my extra arrow back.
I've done that fishing, just normally fishing too.
Yeah. That's Paul Dillard. He's gonna shoot he's dead. He's gonna shoot an arrow up toward me. Because he was just lobbing over. He wasn't trying to hit me. He's just shooting it. There's Mr. Hill down in Georgia.
Right there.
Dan Quillian right behind him. I know this guy can't, and there's Miss Hill. She hated for anybody to take a picture of her.
No.
Watch it. She recognized somebody taking a picture of her. Oh Lord, it just upset her so bad.
She don't know what to do now.
That's in Valdosta. It had been 68 or 69. This is the one where they put him up in a tree stand. It was, like he was up about 8-10 feet high, and it was nothing but pines and palmetto bushes.
Oh.
Who is that? Hey, Randy. Okay, that's Valdosta. I wished I knew the exact date, but I don't. Anyway, I was fixing to tell you about this story. he was up there, and I was they drainage ditches all in there, and that's where they put them little things on them pines to drain the turpentine and stuff out. But I found one of them ditches, and it was just full of hog tracks. Full of hog tracks. That's Lenise shooting. Right there.
And that's Lenise?
Yeah. I think it's her. Let me see. She shoots left-handed, you know.
I think I saw her black hair right there.
Shooting broadheads. We're shooting at broadhead targets. That's Paul Diller. He done stuck in a limb.
So you found.
But anyway, Mr. Hill was in that little stand, and I walked down. I said, "Man, I'm going where these hogs is going, right down that drainage ditch." And I got down there and I looked up. Mr. Hill was standing up in that little tree stand, and I said, "Good gracious, Mr. Hill." I said, "Have you seen it? Any hogs?" He said, "No, but I've seen a zillion hog hunters, because everybody would see them tracks coming down that drainage ditch.
It just followed.
And you said, man, I'm going where these hogs is going." So it was amazing. There she is shooting again.
Yeah, that was her.
She was shooting a hunting bow there. A heavier hunting bow, I think. Because we shoot, there's old J.D. Prickett.
J.D. Prickett?
You remember him? Did you ever?
I don't think I ever met him.
He was an old guy from Childersburg. There I am with a longbow. Everything's right in the way. It's a 65-pound longbow. It's all mixed up. That's what.
What is that? Was it the deer target y'all were shooting at?
Yeah, some of them are deer target, all kind of different kind of targets.
Well, he didn't take no time at all, did he?
That's me.
Look at him.
That's why
he didn't even have to think about it.
I still shoot that way. See, what you'd do, you'd go tape. When we're shooting the broadheads, that kind of, we'd take a tape. That's Anita. That's Clarence. That's Anita. Clarence Yates' wife. She would always, her and Lenise would tie a lot of times, and Lenise couldn't stand the tie. She couldn't. It was just too much pressure.
This is everybody getting.
But anyway, when we shoot them kind of target, we'd tape up the hole for the next one. You could see where you hit, and you'd score.
Yeah.
They're giving the trophies there. I can't remember what. And there's Lenise getting second place. Because that's probably down next to Montgomery. That's where it was, down there, that place near Montgomery.
It looks like he's partially in the stand, isn't he? Where's not?
Well, it's in the.
That was just saying on the ground. You can't really tell. It's hard to see.
I'm shooting through the woods.
What were those targets made out of?
Cardboard.
Cardboard.
Yeah, just where you could shoot through them, and then you'd see where the hole was, and then you'd tape up the hole for the next shot. You'd score it, and you'd see the next shot. The person could. Unless they hit the same hole.
So back then, did they not really have these really thick foam targets and stuff like that?
Yeah, they had them. No, this was for the broadhead shooting. This was shooting broadhead.
Oh, okay.
Because if you had them, you know what? That's that Howard Hill recurve that Mr. Hill gave me.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jerry Gardner. He's shooting my Howard Hill recurve. We were just trying it out.
He gave the nod of approval, just the.
That thing was, and it got burned up, in the 85.
That target looks like it's about had it. It had so many huge holes in it. Trying to see what you were like focusing in on right there. It looked like there might have been something in the woods you was looking at.
Well, I'm just shooting that Howard Hill recurve again. That Howard Hill longbow was 65 pounds. It was beating me up.
Did you have somebody running those targets back and forth?
Yeah, you would have somebody to turn them loose. Then you had a string. You'd pull them back up. You'd have one person after he shot. He would go up there and pull it back up there and then turn it loose for the next one could shoot at it. I think this was at Wetumpka.
Wetumpka?
I think that's where it was. But we had archery clubs all over Alabama.
Back then, yeah. I remember you telling me
that's
there was
Ray
a lot.
Reeves. That's Ray Reeves. He's still alive, as far as I know. Ray Reeves. They all smoked. They had to carry the cigarettes around with them.
Back then, almost everybody did.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those
Now this is
trophies are still sitting around somewhere. I bet somebody still got one at their house somewhere.
We gave all ours away eventually.
Now, what's that you're giving them out right there?
There's she is again.
Are you giving them away little books or something? Like right there? Is it
that was a plaque.
Plaque? Okay.
Plaque with a archery thing on it, and the trophy there. Now here we are back in Georgia. Don Wilkerson killed that one in Georgia, in Uvalde, Georgia.
He seems happy.
Me and him and I skin it. Mr. Hill said they skin all their hogs because there's usually so many fleas and ticks on them, but he said they hung theirs up by the nose and stripped them and skinned them like a catfish, strips.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to do it that way, so I just done it. This is the way I done it.
You're only used to hanging them from
It's
the
right
legs.
to see the river. It's on the Altamaha River
Mm-hmm.
in Uvalde, Georgia.
Was this on someone else's land, or?
Well, the people that owned it, I'll show you some pictures here that owned it. You just pay $5 a day to hunt.
Nice. I bet it'd be a lot more expensive now.
Well, there's J.T. Martin.
Now, what's that you got in its mouth? Is that a block of wood, or?
Yeah, just hold his mouth open. It ain't got no little it got a little bit of tuss. It didn't have. Oh, I'm gonna cut you, J. Boy, don't splash me like that. Be careful. Look how young we was.
All right.
Now see, somewhere on one of these, I'm showing Mr. Hill's hog head, and this one I'm comparing it after we boiled it out. See, it's got some little cutters, but not nothing big. Of course, that's a sow. It wasn't a boar,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes a difference. But it was a pretty good one. It's a good pig.
You know if they taxidermied that one?
No, here it is. See, that's Mr. Hill's head. See, look at them.
Wow.
I'm showing you the difference.
That's a huge
Look
difference.
at the cutters and everything on that one. That's the one that. And look where Mr. Hill shot with his broadhead. Look at his broadhead. See how far it penetrated?
Mm-hmm.
It penetrated through the bone all the way up into the skull. His Howard Hill broadhead.
That's wild.
And look at there. Watch some cutters on that thing. I wished I. And I was comparing it and showing it.
And how big of a comparison was it? Like, was this pig significantly bigger too?
Oh Lord, yeah. See now there's.
Oh, there it is.
There's Randy, and there's Steve holding the big one.
That's my dad.
That's Marvin Greer. They run Greer's Garage there, right there on 280, right there at the plant intersection for years and years and years. He loved the bass fish. He's at Keeler's Lake there, and where we live there, right there at Keeler's Lake there in Alpine.
Keeler's Lake?
Yeah, Keeler. They had a pretty good lake there on their farm. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure. Now here they are down in Coosa County. Steve and Randy in Coosa County.
That makes me want to go swimming right now.
They're about what you'd think, 6 and 8 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
That's on the. I can't remember what's the name of that creek. All of a sudden, I can't remember stuff, son.
Oh, it's understandable, Baba. You said that's in
Coosa County.
Coosa County.
Coosa County Management Area. That's Hatchet Creek.
Hatchet Creek.
See, it takes me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
There I am. There's Tarzan. I don't know what I was doing. I was coming down.
You was coming down from a tall spot for some reason. Try not to skin your feet up.
I was still red-headed then. But look how white I was.
Yeah. You ain't never take your shirt off, did you?
And white legs. That's Ms. McGillberry and Keith McGillberry from Childersburg.
Another club video. Yeah.
I'm not sure. This was it. This is at Vincent. There's Mr. Hill. Let's see. There's Mr. Let's see. No, not at Vincent. It's
Harperville? Is it the hunting club over in Harperville?
It may be at our tournament. I can't remember, son. I can't remember.
Well, that's okay.
It may be our tournament. Now, Lenise took this picture right here. She'd go from flower to flower. And she's just moving that thing. Yeah, that was probably in early April.
Still a little bit chilly.
Now, that may be when we had that tournament. You know, it gets cold as a mischief in March and April sometime.
Oh, yeah.
That's when them yeller things starts growing. That was probably there on the Pecan Road from coming down from where Childersburg High School and Childersburg Middle School is now. We lived there at that big pecan orchard. Mm-hmm. I think that's where that is. I'm not sure. Or that might, I don't know. I ain't gonna say.
She loved her flowers.
I can't remember where she took these pictures. It might have been over at her mama's house in Childersburg. I'm not sure. But she took them and put it on them. They say, "Oh, this is the Rattlesnake Rodeo." I want you to look at these things. Rattlesnake Rodeo. That's in Opp, Alabama.
Now, what do you do with a rattlesnake rodeo?
Well, they had an archery tournament there in combination with this was the first tournament of the year. And we took the Rattlesnake Rodeo in at the same time we had their archery tournament. And they'd skin them things out and cut them up and fry them and sell them. They'd sell heads and they'd sell the rattlers and sell the skins. They have a rattlesnake rodeo. They'll catch the snakes. This is in probably March and April.
And where'd you say it was?
Opp.
Opp.
O-P-P, Opp, Alabama.
I've been there.
It's skin them out, just cut the heads off and skin them right there. And then they'd cut them up and batter them and fry them.
Fried snake, that's something I never had.
I ate a piece of it, and Steve and Randy ate a good bit of it. They'd give it like a quarter a piece.
I bet that snake skin would look good on someone's bow.
Yeah,
as a backing.
Well, people buy all that stuff, and they'll sell it. The heads and everything. This is a cage that they're in. It didn't show up real good. It was in a cage, like rabbit wire or something. Mm-hmm. They were monster-looking things.
Well, where did they get all of these from?
They take a bottle with a little gas in it and a piece of hose pipe and round rocks and stuff. They just full of them in Round Up, Alabama, and they'd blow that gas down in there, and the snakes would come out and they'd catch them.
Huh.
That's what they call it, a rattlesnake rodeo.
How many would you say they got?
Well, there was a
Tens
bunch
of
of
them?
them. There was hundreds of them. This was some kind of place there where they had animals. Of course, Randy and Steve was messing with them.
That deer don't care about nothing. Almost like a petting zoo here.
They done got a pretty good sized boys there.
Was that Dad?
Yeah, he was all the time doing stuff like that.
I take after him in that way. Man, that thing is huge. Almost as big as that guy's forearm.
Look at him. I mean, that's huge.
There's Lenise. Nanny. And who do you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Grace Grice. She's dead. Of course, your nanny's dead too, but I mean Grace Grice. They was about 3 of our girls from Childersburg, and they'd dress up like, alike.
Mm-hmm.
Joyce Dillard, they would dress together, dress up. She could shoot good. Lenise could shoot good.
Yeah, for sure. Was this near military base?
Well, see, I can't remember. It all run together. See, that might have been on down in another place in Alabama where they had Fort Rooker.
Fort Rooker?
I think that may be where that is. There's a lot of deer on that range.
It looked like they were checking y'all out.
But
They're flying so low.
But I can't remember what all this. I can't remember about this. I don't remember what they was doing.
Coming into land, that's
we
for sure.
took pictures of it for some reason or another.
I can't tell if that's military or... I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it was Fort Rooker. Because I remember we went to a tournament down there.
He came in, almost parked, and then took off, and now he's doing it again. And he's just checking y'all out, I guess. He's landing now.
Now, when we was talking about my television, whenever it was,
He's dropping somebody off.
when it done that loading thing on my television,
Mm-hmm.
and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I guess you just wait on it till it comes back on. There ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It used to didn't do that though.
Well, somebody came in. That must not have been military. That must have been someone's private chopper.
Boy Scouts. Now that was at op, so I don't know what. I just don't know about the helicopter. If that was, there's my Volkswagen. One of them. That's my Volkswagen.
One of them.
One of them. That's my color. I believe that's my Volkswagen there. There's Jerry Gardner. I can't see the reading on it, but that's my Volkswagen. Mine was blue and white.
Somebody's truck in the background right there.
I don't know why that picture, somehow it's the way it was, I couldn't see.
I think it looked like it was just right at the end of the evening or something like that, so the sun was in your lens.
There's Jerry Hill, when he was just a youngster.
Was he like 17 there?
Yeah, about 15 to 7, between 15 to 16. Well, he was old enough to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the nieces both there. She had a Pinto. That's Richard Shaw on the right, and his wife then, Lenise, and Jerry Gardner, his girlfriend. There's my longbow hanging up there.
Which one? The one right there on the
That
right?
longbow and the quiver and everything. That's the one that Mr. Hill ordered for me. I believe.
Now, what y'all waiting on right here? You waiting on other people to shoot, you think?
There we are in the Volkswagen. Everybody's going to sleep, and I'm driving.
Or is y'all heading back up to this direction?
It's a 66 Volkswagen bus.
And hopefully you wasn't driving at the same time while you was filming. And more of the rodeo.
I don't know who was doing the filming.
More of the rodeo.
There they are milking. They milked every one of them first.
Yeah, that stuff was probably worth a lot if they kept it refrigerated and gave it to somebody.
Well, medical people, they got all that. Man, that's a monster.
I don't mind most snakes, but man, I can do.
They're just
Rattlesnakes are terrifying me.
Vicious. That's the Boy Scout place at Op.
They're doing an archery shoot there too.
That was the first one every year. We went down there all the way down there. It snowed all the way down there. Then it brightened up like this. There's Danny. And there's Jerry Gardner and his mother, and her husband behind Jerry Gardner.
Yeah, but I bet Boy Scouts don't do stuff like this anymore.
That boy there's dead. He started shooting longbows in later years, but he was shooting sights and all that kind of stuff back then. I guess I wish back then I would have made notations of all this stuff. What time? There he's gonna show out. Steve's gonna show out.
My dad was a goof.
But they went with us everywhere we went. They had a good time. See, I didn't have no whiskers. I might have had a mustache.
I think that was a case of beer behind your seat.
There's a hog there. Where is this at?
Ain't no telling. If only we could hear what y'all are saying, you know.
Well, I can't see them. I'm taking a picture of, or whoever's taking the picture.
2 hogs.
That's 2 big ones there. Now this is.
Think it might be some more Georgia stuff.
Well, it's in Georgia, but I can't remember which hunt it's on.
That pig's so dark you can't hardly see him. And you got a big old snake
too. There's old Tiny. There's a Georgia boy. Old Tiny, he's got a big one.
Ain't nothing tiny about it though.
About him ain't nothing tiny, but they call him Tiny. These are Georgia people.
Yeah, goes that one.
Okay, that's there at the plant. There's at the pecan orchard. That's Chopper.
Chopper.
Called Chopper.
Is that my dad can't barely pick up that log?
He's got 2 and Randy's got just 1 big one. Here's old Chopper. He's trying to learn how to ride that bicycle. It's just about too big for him.
I'm about to say, it's a little too tall for him. I
think that's that 65-pound long ago. I was handling it pretty good.
It looked like you just started shooting right after work. You still got your blues on.
Yeah, I just come in. But I'm not hitting too good with it. See, them arrows was not spined right. That was back when they were shooting fiberglass.
Now, for the people that were watching this and don't know, what did you do back in the day? You were a
city letter carrier.
Letter carrier.
I walked all the time.
And how long did you do that?
30, a little over 31 years.
And this was back when working for the post office.
Yeah,
like it was good.
In Childersburg, yeah.
You can make a good living working for the post office back in the day.
See, I started off making $1.82 an hour. Now, see, this is Randy's birthday, but we didn't get that other film that got destroyed. Had Steve's birthday on it, and all some more fishing stuff on it. And it showed them Steve and Randy shooting fish.
I can't believe that guy did that. Even if the film was messed up, you want to keep it because some people can...
I didn't realize that he throwed it away.
I don't know why he would. You're not. You ain't never supposed to throw someone's stuff away.
He said this ain't nothing but little comedy things on this film.
Raccoon skin.
Your daddy ain't got glasses on there. I wonder. He just playing. They done all kind of crazy junk.
Now that's Randy on the left, right?
Yeah. So some tapestry thing that she had. That was getting ready for his birthday.
Is it still over there at the Peach Orchard area?
Yeah. No, it's at the Pecan Orchard.
Pecan Orchard.
Past where the high school and the middle school. Now this. See, I can't remember what these different places are here.
Either someone's big house or maybe like a recreational
area.
Well,
I can't. That's what I say. I can't get it in my mind because we took pictures a lot of times, and there wasn't no kind of way to make notations. I didn't know nothing about how to fool with the thing anyway. It was a little home movie thing, a little Super 8 movie thing.
If only you had a notepad, you'd write something down real quick and throw it in.
Never thought about it. We never thought about it.
He was just having fun documenting it all. That's all he was doing. Ain't no way to think about whether or not, hey, we might actually be saving these films for the next 40 years.
I don't know where this was. It's an artesian well. It run all the time.
We had one of those. Me and Clary lived
here
in
we
Georgia.
are bow fishing again. This is one on that. They put it on that film where we were down in Equality the other day. They showed that film right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is some of them people's children when they were young.
Mm-hmm.
And that Randy and Steve was on that other film. There was a lot of fish there.
That creek looked like it was full of them.
Your nanny would get in there where they was in the deep place. She'd get a stick and stir them up. This was old man Easton. He was old preacher man, and he'd scoop them things. See, they canned them and everything. That's what they fed them youngins with.
And I guess there's just not very much of those up here because I've never seen that kind of fish.
They come out of the backwater, see, and they come up into these freshwater streams. It's just certain places that you can find them, but they wasn't very many this time when we went down there this time. But I mean, we got them that day.
Yeah, you got plenty of them. Is the creek still slap full of them?
Yeah, well, that's why I say we didn't have as many this year when we went down here just recently.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have as many. But that year, there was plenty of them.
That looked like it might have been a little baby. Nothing but a year old.
They were good. They were good feet. That was that lady there was. We went to her house. I think it was. course, they all grown now and got children. But they were all about Steve and Randy's age.
Huh? I think that was everything.
Not all of them.
Yeah, that was all of them.